Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Humbo here, bringing you a brand new upload, and today we are going to be going over a very special video topic, and that is how I got good at Fortnite. I'm going to be giving the full story on my journey since chapter 1 and just everything that I did to really see the improvement that you see now in me today, and just hopefully some of you guys can get inspired and take some motivation from this and then apply it to your own practice and your own grind and see some similar results. So without further ado, man, just make sure y'all drop a sub with the nobody's on if you do want to enjoy, rocking with your boy Humbo, bro. Road to 100,000 subs. But yeah, man, let's get into the story. Let's go, baby. Let's get it. All right, guys, so we started out here on the Xbox with the gameplay you're seeing right now, and one of the most asked questions is how did we go from that to this? So I think it's pretty clear that we definitely just skipped a lot of time right there, and it's actually crazy to look at what the clip standard used to be for myself and what it is now. Like, really wild to see that side by side right now. But the first thing and the major point that I want to get across to you guys is that nobody is getting there overnight, and nobody just picks it up and is insane, okay? Certain people are going to either switch to PC or switch to keyboard and mouse or get on Fortnite, and they're going to have a predisposition to be better than other people when they're starting, right? But everybody starts around the same spot. Certain people will improve faster, certain people will improve slower, but everybody has the opportunity to get as good as they want and are willing to put into it. Everybody does. It's just some people are going to start a little bit more behind than others, but everybody is sitting at that start line, and there's a finish line in their own mind and their own goals to get to. So for me, when I started out playing Fortnite back in season 2, I had tried it, then I deleted it because I actually didn't like the game at all. I thought it was pretty cartoony and I wasn't really into that. I had played Call of Duty PUBG before that pretty competitively. I was kind of a sweat, and I had never really played any type of a game where it was just kind of, I don't know, really cartoony and colorful. It just wasn't my type of thing. I really like the realistic POV games. I was just my type of thing. Not to mention the concept of building was something that I did not take well to whatsoever. I just wasn't used to any of it, just like we all were. It was a totally new game, and at the time I just didn't really understand it, so I didn't get the pull. But I had started to hear about it a lot, and around season 5 is when I downloaded the game and began to fall in love with it. I started to play with my friends again. I started to grind it, and I wasn't very good. I was on Xbox and controller, as you guys saw in that earlier clip, and I was just kind of having fun, bro. I didn't really think much of it. I was just getting on Fortnite, having a great time, and those were definitely some really good days. But then came a point for me where the tournament started to roll around in the FNPL scrims. Shout out if you remember that, in those Discord servers. All those types of Xbox Q snipes, streamers were doing countdowns in their chat to do little scrims and stuff. All that started to really spark up, and that started to make the game so good. And I was not a very great player, all right? Don't get me wrong, like, I just wasn't nuts, okay? I was decent, I was okay. I definitely played the game a lot, and this was in high school, of course. But yeah, time went on, World Cup came around, and this is where things definitely got serious for me. I really wanted to play World Cup, and I tried it the first week for the qualifier rounds, like on the weekends, and it just went terrible. I was lagging so bad, I couldn't do anything. I was getting packed, like, it was bad. It was really bad. But that did convince me to switch to PC. So I took some money I saved up, I bought a PC, an NZXT pre-built PC specifically, and I played the rest of World Cup out on controller and missed the money by 1 point in one of the rounds. And that really hurt me, man. Missed the money, didn't make any money, zero earnings, Humbo, you already know. But that was tough, of course, no earnings, put a bunch into a PC, was really excited, but I had watched all of these different people playing keyboard and mouse, and I had watched them playing competitively as World Cup, actually went to New York and all that, and we got to watch Booga win, which was crazy, as you guys all know. That really motivated me, man. Fortnite had taken a much different turn in my mind by this time. This is like season 10 or whatever, something like that. And at that point, I was like, wow, okay, like this game's really cool, and I really like it. So I started to play it a ton, and then I started to switch to keyboard and mouse, which took me some time too. Like, I was half and half on controller or keyboard and mouse, and this is another big tip that I'll give you guys right now if you're looking to improve. One of the first things you have to do is don't play both, man. Don't sit there and pity-pat between them for months, which some people do, where they're playing keyboard and mouse and they're playing controller. Dude, just pick one, okay? You can be insane on either. I think that's very proven by now. If you think that a keyboard and mouse is going to suit you better and controller just doesn't feel right for you, or you don't think that you can get to that level on controller, because some people can't, right? right? It all depends on understanding yourself. And the same thing can be said for keybinds or your controller binds, settings, sensitivity, peripherals like different keyboards and mouses or a better controller. All these sorts of things work up to about 10% of what actually matters, in my opinion. That's what I came to learn as I went on this journey and this progression, is that all these little nuanced things like the most optimal binds and the best sensitivity, all of it, right? And I have tons of that stuff on my channel because it does help, but that makes up 10 to 20% of your gross improvement, your total improvement. What it really comes down to, man, is your own work ethic over time. And so many people DM me and ask me questions and all these things about how I got good so fast and what type of training tips did I do. And yes, all that stuff does come into play and it does matter. And that's why I make videos on it. And that's why I enjoy helping you guys so much. And I love your comments, but I want to let you guys know that this is a marathon. This took me years now. I mean, we're coming up on 2 years on keyboard and mouse. Fortnite's been out for 3 years to get to that skill level. And yeah, maybe some of you guys are sitting there right now saying, okay, well, I've put in like 2 years of time or a year and a half of time, and I don't look like you. I don't look as good as you. Why is that? It's like, well, maybe you didn't practice as good as I practiced. You didn't do as much optimal stuff, right? And I have tons of videos on that to help you guys, but maybe you need to put more focused time in and you need to take it a little more seriously, because like you may have heard me preach before, this is just like any other sport, okay? Anybody who tells you different, sure, you know, they might be doing other things with their life and maybe Fortnite's just something they do for fun on the side, But if you want to be really good at this is something you're actually passionate about, you want to compete in esports, whatever it may be, or start a YouTube channel like I have and have success with that, you have to take it extremely seriously. You have to wake up, you know, go to the gym, whatever you like to do with your day, but then when you get on to play, it's time to play, right? And here's another big thing, guys. So a lot of people say, well, you don't have balance, you're not seeing friends as much, you're not doing all these other things, right? And that's a very popular thing to say, you know, doubters, naysayers, haters, whatever you want to call them. But here's something that I also learned. At first, when you're just starting to get good, you need to put in an insane amount of time, way crazy time, no balance, full sacrifice, like you're grinding, but once you actually get good, like you get really solid, you don't have to play nearly as much to maintain and gain skill level. A lot of it just comes down to that base muscle memory that's really hard to build at the beginning of your grind when you're starting to get your mechanics nuts on anything, controller or keyboard and mouse. All that stuff is a wall at first, and once you get over it through a crazy grind, you no longer have to play 8 hours a day to maintain your skill level. You know what I mean? You don't have to go crazy every single day. I barely play the game anymore, to be honest. Might play an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, which I know some of you guys may say, oh, that's a lot, but you know, it's not so much craziness. You know, it's balance. You know, I still have fun. I still play other games, play Valorant stuff. I have time to do other things, but I can still get on and maintain my skill level because I've hit that point where my muscle memory is, you know, at a good enough point to where I don't have to keep playing 8 hours a day to maintain what I have, if that makes sense, guys. So that's something huge I learned on my road to getting to where I am today and getting better. And now let's get on to the next topic. So the next thing that I want to talk about that helped me out so much is really more of a mindset thing, but this is going to play into your practice every day so much, and that is really cutting out as many excuses as possible, right? So something that I struggle with to this day, and it is a good excuse, is ping, man. I am a literal stickler for ping. If you guys watch my streams at all on Twitch, link is in the description if you want to check those out or ask me questions. But yeah, I literally just cannot stop complaining about ping. I don't know. I never have been able to. It bothers me so much because I know how good I could be if I was on 0. And I'm a very competitive person, right? I want to try to achieve the highest level that I can with my editing, building, all that stuff. And it really bothers me. But I can tell you one thing for sure. The more excuses that you can cut out and the more responsibility you can take for your own mistakes in gameplay and actually honestly look at yourself and criticize yourself, because I would say that's probably the most important thing in the world if you want to get good at a video game, is being honest with yourself. If you cannot self-reflect on your negatives and your positives and learn how to capitalize off both of those, like for real, like actually look at yourself and be like, okay, I suck. And it's actually a good thing you guys clicked on this video. If you think about it, I mean, you clicked on a video because you're looking to get better. You don't feel like everything that happens is out of your control. You think you can take some control. That's why you're watching, trying to learn, trying to get into a better head state and all those types of things. And I can really appreciate that because the people on this video right now, you guys are literally actively looking to get better. And that's so important to have that open mindset, because there's always more you can be doing. There's always more you can be learning. And I have really learned that, man. I've come to embody that in everything that I do try to do in my life. You know, you always can learn learn something new every single day, which is super true. And it's super fun, honestly, in that way, which kind of takes me into my next thing is if you're not still having fun on Fortnite, which look, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't have the best time on Fortnite anymore. The game's pretty stale for me. I play other games for fun too, but I still have to play Fortnite. It's my YouTube channel. I really love you guys. I love playing still, you know, when it's competitive and stuff, but for the most part, it can get pretty boring. So I really hope that you guys can try to find a friend group or try to find some grind or goals to set to make it fun for you. Because if you're not having fun, bro, you're not going to improve any near the rate you would if you were having a great time. So try to have the best time you can, find stuff you really like to do in the game, and find some friends that are competitive and really pushing. You know, if you have a bunch of lazy friends around who just hate on the game and, you know, they just talk negatively, it's only going to make the experience worse every day when you're going through it on those long grind days, you know, because not every day can be sunshine and rainbows. You got to get on, you got to grind if you want to get to that level that we're talking about in this video today. You know, the whole reason that we made the video, that's what I did. That's the grind I went through. And that's just my own experience, guys, my own thoughts on it. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, man. Make sure I'll drop a sub with the noties on if you did. I always talk from the heart. I always try to inspire and motivate y'all the best I can. I hope you took some away from this, but have a wonderful day, man. Love y'all for real, man. Humbo out.